In this video, we're going over all the things we wish we knew before moving abroad. Now, we've moved abroad twice, to France and Italy. So if you're thinking about taking the leap, here are 10 things we wish we knew before moving abroad.
And if you don't have time to watch this entire video, you can always get our free guide to moving abroad in the link below.
Okay, number 10 is do a test run first. This is so important. I know it's hard, but if you can take 3 to 6 weeks and really live somewhere and test it out, it is so important. And I think more economical ways of doing this, instead of just staying in a hotel or an Airbnb, is to try a home exchange. This is something that we absolutely love and use ourselves. Another option that we've also used is something called Boundless Life, which is basically a turnkey study abroad, live abroad for families. So this is a great way to get a feel for what it's like on the ground.
All this leads us into number 9, and just realize that vacationing in a place is different than living in a place. There's just this different energy when you're on vacation. You just don't have the rules, you're going out to eat, you don't have to deal with bureaucracy.
I also think when you're not vacationing somewhere, you're frequenting different establishments, right? When you're vacationing somewhere, you're most likely in a place that's catering to tourists, speaking English, your language. I know these are all big, yes, duh, we know this, but it's still different, and you have to think about it intentionally when you are moving somewhere. And piggybacking off of this, when we're talking about language, if you're moving to a new country, you're most likely going to be speaking a different language. And it is very important that you learn the language of this country. Start early, do it often, and really integrate into that culture. So I think taking classes, using an app like Preply, I did language prep beforehand and while we were still in Italy, I think that's all going to be really important in integrating into the society.
Number 7, building a community will take lots of time and lots of effort. You need to be proactive from even before you hit the ground. And some ways to do this are, you can look on Facebook groups. Expat groups are in almost every single city and country. You can also, what we like to do is try to build friends through the local CrossFit gym. It's a very communal vibe. And also tends to be some expats there as well who will help you integrate even more.
But I think it's also important, while you are an expat in a country or an immigrant in a country, if you're going to move there long term, it's important to try to make friends with locals and not just stick to an expat group. I think the positives with an expat or an immigrant group is all of these people are feeling the same way as you. You're a fish out of water, you're bonding in a different way, but you also are a guest in this country and you want to feel like you are not just in your little English-speaking bubble. So it's tough, and it's a give and take. And I think also with kids, when you enroll your kids in school, there's a natural bridge to talking to parents. So if your kid becomes friends with another kid, see if the mom wants to go to coffee, see if the dad wants to go to coffee. And you really have to put yourself out there, and it might be uncomfortable, but that's the point. Number 6, it's not that fun, but it's important. You should allocate a few months for bureaucracy. Now, moving to a different country involves a lot of legal information. So visas, different citizenships, residency permits, all of this is paperwork. And the country that you're moving to is most likely in a different language, so that also requires translations. So it's a bit tricky. Expect months, not just weeks or days of bureaucracy. You're gonna wanna put together your paperwork well ahead of time. I'm talking birth certificates and marriage certificates, banking information, and applying for your visas with a lot of time. It usually takes about 6 months for a visa prior to arrival. So planning that appropriately is important.
And we recommend working with some type of relocation attorney. So there's actually a few that we'll put some links to recommend. So these people can actually make sure that you have all your paperwork in order. They'll also help you decide. Some of these visas you apply before you get there, and some you apply after you get there, depending if you have, citizenship or not. Number 5, talk to a tax specialist, and they will help you figure out how you need to file your taxes in the States as well as in your new country. And the reason why these people can be very helpful is you don't want to get double taxed. I don't need to get into all the minutia, but basically there's a process in which you claim, you tell France, hey, I paid my tax to the US, and vice versa.
So know that overall, if you're moving to a different country, you are going to be taxed. There is a tax treaty with the country that you're moving to. So working with a CPA, so to speak, that works in both the US and your country where you're moving to is really important.
Also, if you're thinking of moving for long term, like more than a year, talk to a tax specialist about some benefits you can get of staying out of the US.
Yeah.
There's an additional tax benefit to that as well.
Number 4, have patience with healthcare. Now, healthcare is really amazing across most of Europe, and it just works differently than it does in the US. So have some patience during this process. Now, this is coming from someone who was pregnant in a foreign country, and that was completely unnerving. I'm going to be honest. It was a tough learning curve, but I'm here. I made the mistakes so you don't have to, right? If you're still learning the language of your country, you are probably going to want to find a doctor that can speak some English, because learning a foreign language with medical terms is really challenging. So finding a doctor through Facebook groups, expat groups on Facebook, WhatsApp groups, everybody that's already done this is a wealth of knowledge, and they're really happy to share with you. So when I say Facebook groups, go on Facebook and search for the destination that you're moving to, and then expat. So Nice expat group, Paris expat group, Prague expat group, and you can find these groups online. And the first 3 months of being in this country, you're not going to have a card that says that you have access to their healthcare, and that's okay. You still have access, you just don't have their version of a social security number to access the healthcare. So you'll be paying out of pocket for those first 3 months before you get your full-time residency.
And then you'll get reimbursed.
Then you'll get reimbursed. It's beautiful. And even when you are paying out of pocket, it's not US prices, so don't be discouraged.
Number 3, your kids will adapt faster than you think, and they're also much more resilient. Some of the things that we were panicking about, obviously, is the language, but also like toys. When we were packing up and trying to plan what to bring, I just thought we need to have more toys for our little girl. And turns out she didn't need it. Once we got there, we had a few simple items, and she was perfectly okay. And also when it comes to language and adapting and playing with kids, it is the most beautiful thing to see them run around. She doesn't even speak the language with some of the kids, and they just kind of start to repeat things and they play. I mean, play is a universal language that they pick up. All this stuff, this stress that you think they're not going to be able to handle it, it's too much for them, you'll realize that kids and people have been doing this for millennia, and they'll be perfectly fine.
Awesome. Number 2, open a Wise bank account. Now, this is an online bank called Wise. We'll put a link below. But the tricky thing is when you're moving abroad, the catch-22 is that you can't open a bank account until you have an apartment, and you can't get an apartment until you have a bank account. So it's really tricky. But what Wise does is it can give you an EU address for a bank. So when we moved to France, we had a French bank account already. So it was easier for us to sign up for a lease when we were renting in Nice.
Also, it's a way for you to easily and cheaply transfer money from cash to euros, and also make payments in euros that you'll need to do for your lease.
You're going to be paying your rent with a bank transfer. You're going to be paying a lot of things with a bank transfer and not as much with a credit card. So with Wise, you'll be able to transfer money in euro, and you'll also be able to convert USD to euro or whatever currency you need to.
Now, number 1, this is just kind of a mindset preparation. Take it slow. The first month, this is the honeymoon period. You're going to be so excited to be in this new world. You're going to love everything, going to the grocery store. All this new stuff is going to be fascinating. But then come month 2, month 3, probably going to be a little lonely because you're going to miss your friends, some of your family. And this is when the hard part is going to kick in. This is when you really have to make the decision that, hey, we decided to move here. I know some things are uncomfortable, but it's going to get better. And about month 3, month 4 is when you start to build that community, when your new routine starts to feel normal, and it actually starts to feel like home.
I think as soon as you stop comparing your new home to your old home, you'll be a lot happier too, because what was is not what is anymore. And that's tough. There's a grieving period. There's a true grieving period. But I think there's also a lot of excitement for what is to come. So don't get discouraged. I know you will, but try to keep going. One foot in front of the other, and soon your new home will feel just like home.
Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, we have a link for all the description and stuff we have, as well as our How to Move Abroad guide that also has some information about even some details of like what bags to help pack and how to get you from wherever you're going to where you want to be. And thanks so much for watching.
Thanks for watching.